Yo, what's up, friends? It's been a little while, but I am going to be streaming today. Some game dev, maybe some games later. Who knows? I never know where these things are going. I got sushi. I've got the entire day ahead of me. Just gonna hang out. We got Zelda here, making her normal appearance. She's just chilling, just like me. And yeah, we're gonna do some enemy behavior stuff today. I've been working on this stuff the last couple days, so I'm just gonna be working on it all day. Fridays are usually my day where I do things in the morning, and so streaming afterwards helps me from just falling asleep immediately when I get home. I gotta set up still a little bit. But yeah, we got a demo coming up in New York City in a couple weeks. I'm trying to get things all squared away for that. See if I can get one or two more enemy types in to that play test. See how that goes. All right, I don't even have chat up. Might put on some music or I might not, I'm not sure yet. Thing is, now that the game is like rhythm based, I have to play music, test it out and stuff too, you know. All right, let's see. I need creator dashboard, stream manager. There we go. Okay. That goes in that window. All right. All right. Yeah, let's get into it. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we're creating a new kind of a Higu. This one doesn't jump through the air. This one like dashes on the ground, and there's gonna be a streak of toxic slime that he leaves behind, but I haven't implemented that part yet. Right now he just yep. Okay, so I have no music playing right now. Oop. So right now he starts his attack on a whole beat and then he fires it on the whole beat. And that's just to kind of like test it out. 1, 2. No. No. It's kind of like the half beat. So, I think this is good. Now there is a... Oh, you know what? There's like a timing involved too, where yeah, there's a few things going wrong here. One thing though, all right, I need to tweak my speaker volume so I can match the desktop volume. Okay, there we go. All right, so there's a few things that I have to fix about this attack. Honestly, this will probably be the whole rest of the day, but I've actually been working on the enemy behavior logic over the actual attack. I haven't done much with the attack. It's more about like scheduling and timing, timing this attack. So right now he's pretty much just on the whole beat, and I'm gonna play some other games music in the background a little bit. Okay. I also have sushi. Zelda likes the sushi. No sushi for Zelda, but I have sushi. Sushi. This is my lunch and my dinner. My everything. I got some spicy salmon roll with some sashimi. And yeah, I'm gonna have a little bit of this salmon right now. And maybe a piece of this roll. All right. What do I need to do? What do I need to do? One step at a time. Let's figure this out. So right now, the enemy is just continually attacking, and all right. I'm not going to worry about the actual attack right now. The attack works. It's not perfect, but there are some things that are wrong with the attack. I just want to continue to focus on the behavior of it until that behavior is completely solid. So there's a couple things right now is we need to, so right now the timing of it is all like hard coded. So it's just hard coded to be on the whole beat, and then to charge on the whole beat, and then fire on the whole beat on the next whole beat. And I think that's working right now, but we need to verify that. So that's probably the very first thing that we're going to do is just put in some debug statements just to figure out if it really is firing at the point that it's supposed to. And if that's the case, then we're going to make everything configurable to which beats it should fire on. In fact, maybe I'll do that part first, and that way I can change the period at which it fires on the fly and then confirm later on when I put the debug statements in to make sure that it's, yeah, I think I'm gonna do that because I want to make sure the logic is all in place first before I start debugging the proper, whether the behavior is actually working properly or not. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. I need to open up the project. Zelda's feeling lovey. Okay. Zelda, you gotta watch your claws. You're gonna you're gonna roll right off this tower. Silly kitty. What the silly kitty? She's doing the wiggle worm right now. Look at her wiggling around. Hello, wiggle worm. Yeah. She's the wiggle worm. Okay, I guess I have to work. So here, before I used to like time the charge of the attack, but then I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna inject the charge directly. We're not gonna have to worry about like timing on like charging attacks, because previously the dash attack would like have to charge depending on how far it wanted to go, but then it can't really line up with the beat of the music, so it's not really about that anymore. And I originally did this like with the charging factor in case like I ended up making a Higu's playable by the character, which is still in place if I want it to be, Actually, the function's all still the same, but with the difference between the AI behavior is that instead of using time, it just starts the charge, and then the Higu sticks at the charge and waits for the beat to fire, and then when it does the beat, it just injects the correct distance that it needs to go in order to hit the player. Assuming that it's within its max distance, right? So anyways, so what do we want to do? We want to make some of this stuff configurable. Blow that up. Blow it up. There we go. It's huge now. It's huge. All right. Zelda, it's huge, just like you. Look how much space it takes up, just like you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're listening to the Heredity original soundtrack right now, too. I've got 8 tracks on cue. 4 minute or 2 minute loops, 2 minute loopable tracks, loop twice. All right, let's see. So, all right, I'm gonna have to bring this back just a little bit. Alright, I gotta start doing stuff again. Alright, so the very first thing we want to specify is... Okay, first of all, these are all public serializable fields. That's not what I want. Actually, private serializable. Alright. What do we want to call this? We want to call it activation beat division. Oops, that is it is a beat division. Okay, and it's going to default to I don't know. Whole note is probably the right thing to default it to. And then we want to specify activate. Okay, so we need like another thing here because this won't make too much sense right now, but it will in time. It's going to be an int. And it's going to be activation beat count. All right, so let's comment these right now. Hold up. How do I use tooltips? That's what it is. Okay. Now I wonder if I add a header, if it will add it to. Well, I guess we'll find out. Activation behavior property. So this is the child class of gene ability behavior, and we're going to add it to the section of activation behavior properties. So this is the behavior. This is the properties that dictate the behavior that decides when to activate the ability. And in this case, the ability is an offensive dash attack. So sometimes dashes are used to get away, and sometimes they are used to bash into your opponent. And that is the one that we are currently working on. So, activation beat division. The beat division to count off of for activation. Okay, so every time this, so when we say, when we're checking whether we should execute the ability, we want to check every time this beat division is triggered. Now, there is one other factor, and that's the activation beat count. The number of beat divisions within a whole beat to count before triggering, before executing. So, you know what? That actually, this is, we should be using one word, which is execution. Instead of activation. Activation behavior. Oh, okay, because like activation is like activating the behavior. So this should also be something different. This is execution behavior properties. Let's see if we have a region for that already. I don't think we do. No, because I haven't really got to them yet. Which is all fine. Zelda, you're still wiggling around. You're gonna be real mad as you watch me eat my sushi all night. But you have your food coming in 3 hours. Scheduled meal time for the big chonky girl. Mario killed it on this track. Okay. Alright, this one's the Sinistru combat track. It should be the idle track. There we go. Have it in the order. I like this one. Actually, no, you know what? What I'm getting from Mario next is the cycle idle track. I'm really excited to hear that one because that's going to be very like robotic, industrial type sounding. Okay. So these two are very important because this is the execution. Now we need another one here, which is basically going to be the so dashes need to charge first, and that's what this execution is. The execution is beginning the charge. Now, Zelda, you gotta watch out with those claws. They hurt. They hurt, Zelda. They hurt. They hurt, Zelda. They hurt. They hurt, silly kitty. All right. What was I saying? Okay, this is what the execution is when the charging starts, but we need a discharge counter as well. Okay. And this one is going to use the same pattern. So I'm going to duplicate that code, but this one we're going to call this discharge. And it's basically the same thing. The best of it, the beat division to count off of for discharge. Let's make this one like, I don't know, a quarter note as default instead. And then the counter's still gonna, the counter still matters. But in this case, it's gonna be like non-zero doesn't make much sense. Well, I guess zero would be there. It immediately discharges. Meaning it would, so discharge really means letting go of the attack button, because the way that everything works is all these attacks are, their input is like their most primitive means of like controlling them, right? Like to the player's perspective. But from the AI, the enemy AI's perspective, I've maintained that, where to them it's also pressing a button and releasing a button, right? And that way everything can stay as it is, and the AI is like controlling the character the same way that the player would be. It's just the AI is determining how and when to press those input buttons. All right, so I think this all makes sense now. So let's go to, I think I'm just gonna delete this code, which is the one that like manually handles the charging, but I don't actually see us using it because everything's hooked on music now. I'm hooked on the beat. Hooked on phonics. Remember that. Was hooked on phonics the same thing that had Muzzy, or was that like a completely different thing? I'm kind of curious now. I kind of have to know. Hooked on phonics, 1987. Does it still exist? No, Muzzy was its own thing. I just remember seeing those commercials all the time. This guy. He's a funny little guy, huh? Alright. Distracted. Okay. So let's start from the top when we call execute. So execute, the first thing we do, only proceed if the applicable beat division is soon And I've defined what soon really means in the code. We don't have to worry about that. It just means that within the next few frames, that beat is going to happen. And it's important to know within the first few frames so we can cue the sound effect on the hardware before the beat comes, so that the sound effect plays on beat precisely according to the bit rate of the song. That's important. Very important. It makes everything sound just perfect. Okay, only proceed if the applicable beat division is soon. Now, this was something that... So normally I can just put this field in here, execution beat division. However, we have this other thing here now, which is the execution beat count. Now that's a concept I haven't added into the game yet. And that is, it's kind of like getting the remainder of... Yeah, okay, I think I know what this means. We have to get the beat count. We have to get the beat count of the whole beat. And then we get the beat count of execution beat division. Then we divide into it, and the remainder is... The remainder needs to match execution beat count. Okay. Zelda, what? You said meow. I know, you keep looking at my hand. I can't be petting you all day. I can't be petting you all day, Zelda. You get so much attention from me all day long. Do I just have to annoy you until you run away? Do I gotta blow raspberries on you? She'll fall asleep eventually. All right. So what were we doing? Only proceed if the applicable beat division is soon. Okay, so that means we need to get whole beat, no, int whole beat count. And so that's something we get from beat manager dot instance dot get beat count, and we put in whole note. Okay, and now we need another one, which is execution beat count. That's fine, I guess. We're gonna pass this into here, and now we say if whole beat count remainder execution beat count equals, and now we pull in this other field that we have here, execution beat count. So only under this circumstance should we continue. So rather than check if it's the same, we're going to check if it's not the same. And if it's not the same, then we return out of this function. Return if not the correct beat interval. Okay, and then the next thing we would do is we would see if, you know what, actually, before we do any of that logic, we should do the is the attack actually idle? So if it's not idle, we return right away, and then we can just we don't have to do any of that logic that I just had to write out. That'll just save performance under certain circumstances, specifically when the ability is already being used. Not a huge savings, but it is a savings situationally. Exit if not idle. And honestly, we should never even get into here because yeah, I actually think we don't even need this, but you know, it's a safety check. So what we do from here is we say process the button down, so the AI presses the attack button basically. We save away the start time. We save away the starting beat count. Oh. Ooh, okay, the starting beat count. We don't have to grab the, oh wait, the starting beat count. Okay, the starting beat count matters because that's gonna be the discharge beat division. So I'm gonna put that in there, and then beat count equals starting beat count. Okay. Do we care? Do we care? Do we care? Maybe. Might not need this field anymore, but I'm not going to worry about it. Oh, so yeah, I do need to worry about it now because I can either trigger the check on an event, or I can do it periodically in update. And the update for this is actually the custom process function. Basically acts as an update function the moment we start charging, because we know that we're just going to be calling that every single time, including the same or immediately after execute is called. And here we make sure we're not idle, because there's nothing to do if we're idle. Zelda's making biscuits on my arm with her sharp nails. Ow. And then here's where we need to check the beat count. Oh man, it's almost like we don't even need to do this in this custom process. We just do it in the event function. I might just do that. Yeah, let's try that out. So we have, so here's where we subscribe to the beat soon event. That means, as I said before, this triggers when it's recognized that the beat will happen soon, within a few frames. And for that, we want to say, actually, let's call this function something else. Discharge. Let's call it discharge. All right, so when we get in the division, which we need to make sure is equal to discharge beat division. Okay. Actually, you know what? We should check if discharge beat count is 0, Then I say we just process button down right away. Button up, I mean. And then otherwise, that's when we do this other stuff. We got to make sure that we don't leave any dead references to subscribing to events. Okay. So if we match the beat division, that means then we need to make sure then we need to track the count. And the count that we want, int, this is going to be, target beat count. Yeah, actually, you know what? Instead of saving away the starting beat count, we're just gonna say this is the target beat count. We're gonna remove beat count. And then we're gonna say this is, then we assign target beat count to the current beat count plus the discharge beat count. Okay, so this is what we need to check for all the time. So we're gonna say, is this a match, and does the target beat count equal beat count in? Okay, I think this will work, but we'll see. So this means time to discharge. No one clip that, please. All right, well, there's the full soundtrack of what we currently have. I would like to keep that just going, but the thing is I hear this music all the time. And even though it's pretty good to listen to all the time, there is a limit. There is a limit, and there's also anticipating the fact that I have to listen to it thousands of hours more, so I'm going to put on some lo-fi. Okay, I can put my volume back up too. Actually, no, I want to keep it the way it was. All right. Let's see what else we got here. We got some. Okay, that means we can remove that one. So, right away we can unsubscribe to the On Beat Soon event. Also, as a safety check, if the beat count in happens to already be larger than target beat count, we want to trigger just in case we ever blow past that for some unknown reason. Again, it's just a safety check. Oh, you know what? I didn't update the tasks today on the stream overlay. Let me write that in real quick. Enemy behavior. Probably write to goals too. We don't really have any completed goals right now. Actually, you know what? We do have a completed goal. We just got accepted into Syracuse Retro Games Con. And our goal is actually May demo for New York City, and then the other one is the anime New York City 05 demo. Meetup. I think that's May 21st too. Okay. Raise this a little. I'm not in the right. Oh, it's locked, that's why. There we go. Okay. We could probably bump it over a little too. There we go. Everything fits now. Okay, back to work, I guess. All right, discharge. We're doing it. So when this happens, that means we can do the thing, which is this. Okay. Well, actually, there is the, if at any time there's not a target anymore, we halt. Does the does the target still exist? Okay. Now we should be able to delete everything inside of here. I need to see what the lifetime of trying to think of the situations in which while the attack is in progress, so the problem is we never want to operate on beats. We never want to call discharge if yeah, because if this is ever interrupted, how would it be interrupted? Discharge should only ever happen. Okay, so discharge is only ever called when on beat soon is triggering, and on beat trues, and that only triggers when we're currently charging. So if character dash state is never not charging, not only we don't return, we actually just abort. And so that's where we say let's see, make sure the ability is still queued to execute. And then if not, unsub and return. Okay, and then we do the return. There's also, okay, so that's the main like functional way that this can okay, so like here's another thing. We probably should like actually track this. So private bool, this is gonna be called registered to event, and that's false. So private void register to on beat soon. Actually, let's call it register discharge event. And then make another one that's called unregister, deregister, unregister. I don't even know. It doesn't matter. And then in here, that's where we're going to say we're gonna say that this Boolean is true or false, based on whether we are registered or not. And then we're going to replace every line where we register or unregister with those new functions. Now, this, you might think that this is a little unnecessary since it's only happening 3 places to create a function like this, but it's important that we pair this logic to registered to event, because in registered to event, we need to make sure that the destructor of this class unregisters if it ever shuts down. So this happens. Oh, this is great. If the character was killed while charging, the beat manager would try to trigger that beat, that event, which wouldn't exist anymore because the character would be dead. So what we want to do is we want to look at the life cycle for behavior designer. And there is a there should be a function that's called when should be a function that's called when behavior tree goes disabled. So on awake, this is when behavior tree is enabled. Oh no, there is not something equivalent for disable. On start, immediately before execution, on update runs the actual task. Execute, okay, nope, executes. Oh, I've been muted for a while. Who knows how long? Indefinitely. Okay. So, let's try this again. I'm gonna put the sushi in the fridge. All right. All right. Let's see. Oh. Oh. Whoa. All right. In Exhibit A, we have my code not working correctly. There's only one thing to be done here. Murder him and consume him. Okay. Why didn't that work? Ah, I know why it didn't work. Because this was... No, because it should only be executing on the whole no. Okay, so we want to execute, in this case means begin charging on the whole note. And it happens on the first one, and there's only one whole note in a whole note interval anyways. And then we want to discharge on the next whole note. Let's try again. Oh, whoa. Oh, God. Everything's frozen. What's happening? My computer's making loud noises. There's too much to handle. Everything just went down. Wow, like we're really we're actually busted here. Oh, there it goes. Oh, okay, everything caught up. All right, we're gonna have to play that up. Gonna have to go back to the start on that. All right, let's try again. Now. Oh, now. Yeah. Oh man, something just What could be happening that's because this is starting to make me think that this is something I coded, like that's like making the performance of the game go wild. Yeah, like what do I even do here? Okay, last time I just shut down the game. Right now I'll try to pause it and just wait, see what happens. This thing's really dead. Not dead, but it's hurting. All the characters are having a stroke right now. Wow. What's happening here? We're not debugging. I really want to see what the log looks like. Like if we're like throwing exceptions or something. Okay, I'm actually wondering if there's like any recovering from this. Wow. All right, I'm gonna have to stop it. So what kind of so when this kind of stuff happens, I have to wonder, are we using recursion at all? Recursion, which means a function calling another calling itself. Unregistered discharge event. Okay, so that there was wrong, but I don't think that was what's causing this. Let's see. Oh, what? We got movement. I heard a noise. It's a little further along. Wow, this is crazy how slow it's going. I wonder what's going on. I mean, next time I'm gonna have to put up the like the profiler maybe, but even then that's gonna be like, I don't know. I guess I can use a standalone profiler. This is just completely hosed. And the crazy thing is the application is still live. It's just so bogged down. I'm not doing anything that's like that crazy. Because custom process is empty now. So it wasn't causing this until the dash, like the discharge began. So the process button up. Yeah. Wow, this is crazy. Look at the task manager. Do I dare just like kill it? I might just need to. Wow. I do wonder if there's like some level, you know what, we should have attached with the debugger. Guess we'll try again now. Yeah, I'm only running on like maybe 4 hours of sleep last night. Is why I am on stream right now, to keep this energy going, or else I would just be sleeping right now, doing nothing with my day. Okay. But I do have to wonder if a little nap would help. Okay, we're back. So, what do we want to do? Well, oh wow, it even exited out the Outrider, my coding ID. All right, let's just actually, you know what? I don't even know if that saved. I don't even know if I saved my scene before I had to shut it down. Yeah, I did. Okay, we're gonna do it on the small. We're gonna do it on the small screen right now. Okay, so everything went down again. Now we're gonna attach. Okay, let's try to pause it. Maybe we should have done profiler. I wonder if this has anything to do with just, you know, this doesn't make any sense. Okay, here we go, here we go, here we go. Check all the we gotta check all the threads individually. See what's going on in them. You can't even see me selecting because my window's in the way. Can I do this? Okay, here. Do it with the keyboard. Oh, here we go. Okay, that's it. Where's the main thread? Oh, here we go. Oh, okay, here we go. On the unregister. Oh, that is the thing that was causing this. All right, well, we gotta shut it down because we're trying to add it twice, and apparently it's just choking on that. I mean, it's an easy fix though, so I'm fine with that. However, we might need to we might need to kill it again. I mean, I'm just gonna do that, I guess. Even if we don't need to, it'll still be faster. Okay. So I'm gonna make sure I save this, and then we're all built. Try again. All right, let's see. Open the window this time. Now. 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 Okay, so now. 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 So there, okay, so this is partially working. I believe, actually, so we have a, no, we don't. Oh yeah, music trigger test, here we go. So this will click on the whole beat. Oops. Okay, so what's happening here, you can hear the click right there. So it is discharging on the click, on the beat. However, actually let's just turn down the music almost entirely. So he shouldn't be charging again this quickly. He's immediately recharging. So that means execute is incorrect. However, the discharge stuff is correct. So let's just have a look at this. Just a visual examination to start with. In execute, something is making it get to process button down when it shouldn't. And now that I'm looking at this, no. Because what we're doing here is we're saying, because probably what's happening is we're constantly telling it to execute. And no, we're basically getting in here whenever this is already false, and this is just a safety check. But something, okay, so the big problem here is we're getting past this part of code when we shouldn't be. So we get the whole beat count, and then we get the executing beat count. And we're saying the remainder does not. Okay. Oh. Okay. I do know what's happening. So this is always true, pretty much. Not because we're on whole beats. Okay, this all makes sense now. Okay. We had one more check to do here. And that is, if beat manager dot instance dot is beat soon is near beat this frame, is near beat this beat, returns true if the current frame is within a fixed time window. Is near beat this frame. Hold on, let me see what this. No, I want to know is beat soon or past, and then we put in the execution beat division. Okay. I don't care if beat count. I don't care about the beat count really. I just want to know is, are we near it? Will trigger soon. Oh, will trigger soon. That's the function I'm looking for. Will trigger soon. Now, if this is not true, then we return. That's the thing that that's what we're missing. Only evaluate when on the correct beat interval. Okay. And then we make sure that it's the correct count of beat interval from the whole. We were only doing the second one, and that's always true when we're using whole notes, which we were. It all makes sense now. Okay. So now this should hopefully work a lot better. I'm excited to get to this next part because the next part is going to be really good. All right. So let's turn on the click track. So nothing should be happening unless it's on this beat. Yep. Yes. Nice. Okay, cool. Trying to decide, like, so the other problem is so if I pause, when I unpause, they're all gonna fire all at once. Yep. So that's a problem. How do I want to solve that? Because yeah, so what's happening is when I pause the music, I think it just has to be that the this is tricky because I do like the music pausing. I do like the music pausing when, or no, the music continuing when the game is paused. However, when everything's hooked off of that music, and we could like just say like, well, if the game's paused, stop counting the beats. But I'm afraid that that's gonna have consequences that I can't really foresee at the moment. Of like just screwing up certain counts. Yeah, because like I think we do some things that's like determining how many beats are in the song as a whole. It might just be that we have to pause music. The other alternative is skipping the actual counts. Man, I don't know. I feel like that's dangerous if we get into that kind of behavior. Let's look at Beat Manager and beat counts. Specifically when the song repeats. Oh, I wonder how this like affects preloading sound effects as well. I suppose I could test that by having the act of preloading a sound effect immediately pause the game, and then I can tell, does the sound effect play right then and there, or does it play when I unpause the game? That'll tell me that. I hope it just works the way it's supposed to, because no, it won't, because that's definitely gonna assume that. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work the way. But the thing is like with that, it's like I need to sit down. Why does pausing exist? Pausing is ruining everything right now. Hello, Zelda. Well, I mean, that's an issue for another time, I guess, to figure out, but this does work now, which is great. Now, there's one other thing that I want to try now, which is now we want to say let's go on the third quarter in the whole note and let's discharge on the very next quarter. That means that the charge happens preemptively to the whole note and fires on the whole note. Let's see if that works now. If that works, then we are beautiful. That's the goal here. Because it doesn't really matter if we start charging anything on the whole note, right? We want the execution, the discharge of it to be on the whole note. Okay, so this is never evaluating. And that's because it shouldn't be the third, it should be the second, because the 0, 1, 2, no, it should be the third. Let's just say 1. Let me take a look at my math. Let's shut that up too. So we're looking for the modulus. So oh, you know what? I think these are switched. The larger number needs to be first. Okay. I actually don't know how long I can go today. I am tired. All right, let's try this again now. Okay, so this is not working the way we want it to. He's basically starting the charge on the whole note still, and then firing on the next quarter. So I wonder then if that is, let's make this 3 a 2 and see what happens. Oh, okay, that was the one. Oh, that makes sense because it goes 0, 1, 2. No, that doesn't make sense. That's what we want though. Okay, so let's bring up the music. I love it. I gotta fix that where like he gets his directions confused. Yeah, like there. Interesting. Yeah, I wonder. Be hard to debug. Okay. So he's attacking on the beat now, which is good. This is what we want. It is a little strange that the mod has to be set to 2 to go to the one before, because the way it should be is because like if we have like a whole note, so this is like whole note 1 and this is whole note 2. We also have these quarter notes, boom, 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 and boom. So this is quarter note 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I could see this being a base of 0, which it actually should be. So that actually doesn't work. It should be 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, because the mod of it at that point would be 0. Unless, I'm not sure. Yeah, this is a little suspicious. So I wanted to trigger on this beat. So I originally had 3 put in there, and it was doing it at the same, it was waiting to the whole note to do it. So I put 2 in there, and then it started working like as if it was here. So actually, let's play with that a little bit. Because oh. I wonder if it's because we're saying to wait 1 quarter, but that 1 quarter is like, I wonder if this is treating 0. Yeah, let's make this 0 quarters and see what happens. One, two, three. 1, 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Okay. So this is happening on the 3rd quarter. Took my brain way too long to process that. Still. So the issue is not waiting 1. Unless, well, maybe it is. What happens if I put -1 in here? Putting in -1 makes it go on the beat. Now we're really confused. Okay, let's do whole no, let's do, oh man, I don't even know. Let's do 0 quarter, 1 quarter. Okay. This, okay. Okay. This makes sense. The problem is the execution beat division. So what I'm finding out here that it's not this. It's 0, 1, and 2. So the mod is 0. So it's like, so that, what does that mean? It means that we're not starting. I don't know what that means. It could make sense. It could. Because it's like there's always one off. Now, if there's always just one off, then that's fine. But I actually do wonder, does this apply to the other beat intervals or not? Because I'm like fine with just like hard coding a -1 in there to just offset, or rather a +1, a +1. Is it because like, so we need to add 1 to it in order for it to mod on the correct beat interval, which means the whole, oh, what does this mean? What does this mean? It means that the quarter is always behind a note being counted over the whole note, but that doesn't make sense to me. Because the quarter note is calculated from the whole note. No. The whole note's calculated from the quarter note, actually. I must have a problem with my math. Like in here. But I don't, though. It's so simple. It's so simple math. This is it. It's just the mod. Get beat count. What is the beat count? Beat counts here. Now, we're calling beat count on execute. There is the question of, this doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense at all. Question is do I care that much? Well, maybe. All right, I think we need to get a little fancier with our click track here. Or we can start doing debug statements. Debug statements are actually probably the way to go. Yeah, I think debug statements are the way to go. Okay, so because I would like to understand why this is happening. Why is this happening? So there's a couple places we need to wait a second. Execute button down. Okay, press button down. Okay, so for here we want to do a debug dot print or log, I mean, and we're gonna say whole note beat manager. So we want to grab, we want to get the beat count of the whole note at this point, which, oh wait, this returns an int. We want to know what the precise beat count is. So something that beat intervals. I think it's this one, get interval for division. No, that's not it. We basically want to know what the fraction of the beat is. Oh, get current beat division time. This is the one. So for here, let's see. We want to call that on the whole note. And then we're going to say quarter note, quarter. So yeah, we'll just test it out and see what happens. Okay. Okay. So what's supposed to be happening here? What's supposed to be happening is, I forget, I want to look at the third quarter. But it's not happening on the third quarter, it's happening on the fourth quarter or something. All right. We're at 37 and 148. Okay, so calculator. What do we do mods on the calculator? Programmer. Okay, so it's the larger number, which should be the quarter note. Yep. And that's going to be 144 mod 36. Okay. That's 0. There must be a rounding problem here. There must be. Oh, wait. No. I took the wrong number. 148 mod 37. No, that's right. 0. Okay. No, this is correct. Which means that what are the numbers that are being modded? Because okay. Let's really start to break this down. Because whole B, we should be. Okay, here's the other thing. Well, no, actual. Quarter note. Actual. So these are the actual values being modded. And then we're going to have another one that just says the mod. This will tell us everything so what I believe is happening is one of these is being rounded down for some reason when it should be rounded up, because it's like extremely, because like the soon be, I understand it's a fraction, it's always going to be a fraction, but it's always going to be a x.9 something, you know what I mean? It should always round up. Zelda's reaching for my arm. Okay. Let it happen a few times. So it's all happening on the beat, which it shouldn't be. Should be happening a quarter note before the whole note. All right. Let's take a look at this now. So, where's one that says mod? Why isn't the mod? Did I save? Mod. Huh. What? Mod 3. Wait a second. Why is the... Oh, okay. It's because I'm collapsed. Okay. Interesting. All right, because it's... Okay, so here we go. There it is. There it is right there. Quarter note and quarter note actual. Oh, all of these are rounding down. Okay. That's the problem. How do you round properly? I would have expected it to... I guess it's just cutting the decimal off. All right. We want to use math.round. Which doesn't appear to work. What do you want? It wants a decimal, it wants a double. You know what? We always know it's the ceiling. Which still wants... Oh, because we're taking the in from here, which is... Okay, oh, this isn't a rounding issue. This is... Okay. This isn't a rounding issue. What's happening is we are activating on will trigger soon. But soon isn't now. Soon means later. I know that. You know that. Everyone knows that. But we are taking the current beat count and operating off of that. So we should always have a +1 on both of... Wait. No. For the whole note, we should say get... We should say something. Hold on. What do we put there? I was just... The decimal. Get current beat division time. And then this one should be math dot I think this one should be round. Right? No, this should be... Ooh, this one's tough. Because... No. This should be floor. No. Take it all the way back. This should be the beat count. This should be a +1 because it's the one that's about to hit. Now, how does that work when we are considering whole versus whole? I actually think we need a hack for this, which is basically if execution beat division equals whole note. No, it doesn't matter because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We need to add a +1 to here. I'm just gonna run with that. So this should work now. It should do the quarter note before the hole and fire on the hole. Yep. Okay. All right, we're good. Okay, cool. Cool. Now we're still just thinking about behavior. Next, we should implement a chance, because now it just does it every single time. And we're not considering like the movement it might take to get into position. Because right now, he's never considering movement because I haven't coded it in yet. But also, he's always attacking all the time. You're so cuddly. Okay, but here's the thing. I am running on 4 hours of sleep. I think I need a nap. I think I'm going to sleep a little bit. And so I'm going to cut the stream now. I might stream a little bit later because I do think the stream is helping me focus. But I think I just need to lay down for a little bit and recharge because I'm just kind of beat from lack of sleep last night. All right. Well, I'll talk to you later, friends.